Welcome back, YouTube, to another episode of the 1% Better Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew Mazza. Today is May 31st. For those of you who do not know, I come on YouTube every Wednesday and every Sunday to help bring you guys some motivation by reading out of John Maxwell's The Daily Reader. It's a daily devotional every day to try to get you guys motivated, bring some light in your day, and hopefully find ways to get more optimal and find ways to get 1% better, okay? So I don't have a lot of time today because it is the end of the month for one, so we're starting very early in the morning to get this video going. So we're just going to go ahead and hop right into the read, okay? So May 31st, the value of listening. Edgar Watson Howe once joked, "No man would listen to you talk if he didn't know it was his turn next." Unfortunately, that accurately describes the way too many people approach communication. They're too busy waiting for their turn to really listen to others. But people of influence understand that the incredible value of becoming a good listener. For example, when Lyndon B. Johnson was a junior senator for Texas, he kept a sign on his office wall that read, "You ain't learning nothing when you're doing all the talking." And Woodrow Wilson, the 28th American president, once said, "The ear of the leader must ring with the voices of the people." The ability to skillfully listen is one key to gaining influence with others. Consider these benefits to listening that we've found. Listening shows respect. Listening builds relationships. Listening increases knowledge. Listening generates ideas. Listening builds loyalty. Roger G. Imhoff urged, "Let others confide in you. It may not help you, but it surely will help them. At first glance, listening to others may appear to benefit only them. But when you become a good listener, you put yourself in a position to help yourself too. You have the ability to develop strong relationships, gather valuable information, and increase your understanding of yourself and others. Becoming a person of influence. Focusing on listening to others today." So if you guys know anything about me, you know I've been in sales for roughly the past 3.5 years. So the biggest thing I could tell you in anything, not just sales, but in life in general, is God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for one reason, right? The 80-20 rule. We have to be listening 80% of the time and talking 20% of the time. And that way we're being great active listeners. We are actually showing that we care, right? We're trying to build strong relationships. I mean, everything is said. Showing respect, building a relationship, increasing knowledge, generating more ideas, and building loyalty. I mean, what other ways can you really think about doing that other than listening, right? You know, it has to deal with, the biggest thing it said is just the first thing, showing respect. When somebody's trying to talk to you and communicate to you, if you are not actively listening, or like say you have an anticipated answer or a loaded answer before you really listen to the conversation, then you're getting no benefit out of it, and neither is the person conversing with you. So we have to really think about that. When you want to build a great relationship with somebody, let's say this is a relationship with a significant other. Let's say this person is trying to confide in you on a rough day they're having, and you're kind of half-ass listening. How can you expect to build a great relationship with these people? You know, gaining more knowledge and becoming smarter. You know, in school, if you're not paying attention, or classes, or mentorships, anything like that, if you're not really giving 100% attention to the person trying to teach you something, you're not gaining any of that knowledge because you're not truly listening to that person, right? So listening plays such a vital role in our lives, become more optimal and better people as a whole, because it's the first part of learning, right? In order to receive, we have to be able to listen to people, right? And what I mean by that is when somebody's trying to teach you something, you have to be open-minded and tentative about listening to this person actively and taking in as much as you can, so that way when it's your turn, you can do the same for other people. But if we're doing 80% of the talking and 20% of the listening, right, the reverse of the normal 80-20 rule, we'll get nothing out of it. It's true, you're not learning if you're doing all the talking. I mean, it's a funny way of fucking saying it, a hilarious quote, but it's very true, right? So listen more, do less talking, and see how much this benefits you. I mean, I don't really think there's much to harp on this video other than that. So practice listening. One thing I really try to do myself when I'm trying to practice listening is I try to listen to what is going on in the conversation, hear the inflection in their voice, their tonality, and then I affirm and acknowledge what they're saying, right? And then I give my input after that, if it's needed, right? If it's not needed, then obviously I don't, right? But, good ways is, that to show somebody you're really listening to what they're saying is nodding your head, saying that makes sense, I understand, but not in a way that you're just trying to like half-ass the conversation. Like, really understand. And once you like acknowledge what they're saying by saying, "Oh, that makes sense, I get that," reaffirm what they said, kind of repeat what they said aloud back to them, and that shows them that you're listening. I have to do that every single day in my job as a finance manager at the dealership, right? Because if I have a customer walk into my office, right, I only have so much time to really build rapport with this person and try to do my job and sell them vehicle service contracts. But if I really don't break down my steps of building rapport and really listen to the customer, it makes the road to the sale a lot harder for myself, because I have objections that I wouldn't have maybe gotten if I asked a few more questions in the beginning about the customer, right? So I have to be able, in order to build great relationships and build rapport, you have to listen really well, right? Ask questions and then listen. Ask the question, shut the fuck up, listen to what the answer is, acknowledge what they're saying, affirm what they're saying by repeating aloud what they're saying, and then give your input if it's needed. So I appreciate you guys listening to this. Like I said, it's a short one. I think it's very easy. Just practice listening every single day. It's very easy. Just shut the fuck up. Ask questions and shut up. I tell people all the time that I think I have the coolest job in the world is I just get paid to ask questions and listen to people. I'm kind of like not a counselor, but in a way such. But I think it's a cool aspect of my job is I literally just get to answer and ask questions all day long, and I don't really have to do much talking. So guys, I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you have a great start to your Wednesday, a great finish to the month. Let's finish strong, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for the next video.